Game of the day. Captain Johnson versus Not Interested. Andy versus Lash.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day. Today, folks, we have ourselves a game on They Saved Sturm's Brain. This is a standard matchup with triple base, airports, and comm tower support. We got ourselves Captain Johnson versus Not Interested as our players today, playing as Andy and Lash. Now this map, holy moly, folks, this is a terrain heavy map. This is a Lash map if I've ever seen one, folks. It is a absolute monster when it comes to terrain. Now, if we take a quick look at the map, so you can see we do have the triple base dynamic here, folks. So this infantry is going to be going down here, capping this, and then this will be a theoretical strong side versus a strong side versus a weak side over here versus a weak side over here. Now, just generally looking at the map here, folks, it does look like there's a quick route over here to be able to attack the HQ on either side of the map. So I can guarantee that we are going to have heavy combat in the center of the map here, folks. In addition to that, this base over here is going to be able to get the airport, allowing for an air-centered assault over here and possibly even on the base over here. Now, when it comes to this base down here, it will be a little bit slow deployment. I can see probably infantry and other units being able to get to around this area and then probably turtling up over here. Maybe get a few artillery on the map, start blasting in every single direction, folks. Maybe we're going to see a classy medium tank pop out of this base. I don't know, folks. Maybe there's a slight possibility that you might see a soiled abomination over here. But when it comes to standard, you know, you don't really have a whole lot of funds to really play around with. But all things considered, this does look like a fairly decent map when it comes to income, folks. So all in all, I think we're going to be having a good one here, folks. I think we're going to be having a pretty good one here. Now, I believe this one was suggested to me. So we're going to do it, folks. We're going to do it, and we're going to see how things went down in this one, folks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. Oh! On the first few days, folks. You all know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds because you got to get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot lively action, folks. Boom! We got infantry moving out already. Oh my god, who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen it coming, folks? The infantry are on the move. Alright. Now, the other interesting thing about this map that I didn't really mention before is the fact that we do have a 1 HP black boat on the HQ. Now, normally this wouldn't be much of a threat, folks. You know, you just go up, you tap it with a unit, and it basically just gets deleted. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this is if Not Interested actually doesn't do anything about the Andy black boat, there is the possibility of hyper upgrade, bringing that up to a 6 HP black boat, which would be a little bit more defense. Now, would it really like defend against a Lash unit very much, folks? You know, I don't really think so. Like, if you get an artillery, folks, you know, even at 6 HP, you're gonna be able to probably take that guy out like pretty easily. But it's definitely a roll. If you use a co-power, you know, it's basically a roll. If you get a super co-power, it's definitely guaranteed, more or less. I mean, that is kind of from a base, you know, 3-star terrain. But what I'm getting at, folks, is you can destroy it. You know, it's not it's not like a definitive defender, but it does help out having a little bit of a buffer when it comes to health. No, I don't really see the black boat sticking around for too long, folks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. It would appear that both players are now going for the airport. Now, I think air units are going to be very strong on this map for sure. They maybe not as strong as land units. I think land is probably the stronger when it comes to it. But the fact that there's so much terrain, like you get a couple battlecopters on the field and you're able to assault like this section over here really easily, where you might not be able to because of the mountains, right? Like if Lash puts a tank right here or a tank right here, you really only have one direction you can attack from. I mean, obviously you can attack from over here, but with the base reinforcement range right here, it's probably going to be like stockpile tanks, get some artillery right there. You know, it's not really going to work out too well. Now, having a battlecopter can definitely make those wall breaks a little bit easier for you, so I can definitely see a few of them getting on the field. Captain Johnson, though, you know, he's not the kind of guy that goes for airports. He doesn't care about airports. He doesn't care. Not interested. He's not interested in airports, folks. It's all about comm towers. You got to get the comm towers, folks. It gets you that offense. This is a 2 comm tower map also. So, I mean, Andy, he'll be at 120 once he captures both the comm towers. Lash, on the other hand, is 2 comm tower Lash is what I really like to refer to as a flippin' monster. She is a monster, folks. You don't want to be fighting 2 tower Lash. It's not really a great time. It's not. It's really not, folks. It's like, if you're on plains, that's 130% firepower. If you're on forest, that's 140% firepower. If you're on a city, that's like, you know, 150% firepower. It's too much firepower for one person to wield. It's like max levels of firepower. Yeah, there goes the, yeah. Yeah, there it goes. So we're not going to have any black boat shenanigans with the heals over here from Andy. That guy's, he's gone. He doesn't exist anymore. And I think we got a free hit down south, folks. That is, oh yeah, that is free. That is a free dude right there, folks. Captain Johnson finds the free dude and just starts smacking him up. Smacking him with a spaghetti noodle, folks. There we go. All right. It does look like Lash is in a little bit better of a spot, temporarily at least, when it comes to income. I think that's going to swing a little bit here. 13, 14. This one could be interrupted, but 14, 15, 16? Potentially 16,000. 17, 18, 19, 20. So maybe 21. So if everything goes according to plan, it's going to be like 21,000 for Lash right now, which is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Captain Johnson is going to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe 18. Yeah. He's got to get some properties. Got to get some properties over here, Captain Johnson. Now, Captain Johnson, he's actually a really good player. I think Captain Johnson is probably, I wouldn't say he's like the most underrated, but he's a very underrated player. He's actually really, really good. He's taken some wins off of some pretty notable people, myself included. Last time I played Captain Johnson, it was on Fancy Meat computer, or Fancy Meat Grinder, or was it Fancy Meat something. Yeah, and he managed to take a win off of me, and I was like, oh, well, that happened. Cool, right on. So props to you for that one, Captain Johnson. Fantastic play. So yeah, he's a little underrated, underappreciated. I think he's a pretty solid player all in all. I've not actually seen or played Notinterested before, but I think they're about a 900 and something rated player as far as I know in the Global League, but Global League rating doesn't necessarily correspond to Live League rating. I think Live League rating is a lot harder to get. And some people that are really, really good at Global League are not very good at Live League. And that's just the simple truth, you know. Some people are thinkers and some people are doers. And Live League is all about the doers, folks. That's what it's all about. And Captain Johnson over here, he's a doer. He's definitely a doer. 15 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. That is doer territory time right there, folks. All right. Day 9. Tank runs back and gets some heals. Classic Andy move. Taking out an infantry. Classic Andy move. Not defending the tank. Classic Andy move. That's alright. Now, it would be absolutely bonkers in order for Lash to go up and attack this tank. I mean, that's just That's just trading tank for tank, essentially. So I would not really suggest doing that. Unless you're mad. I mean, if you're mad, like, go for it, man. You can do whatever you want if you're mad, but not interested. You know, he's got the artillery on the field right now. He's attacking from mountains right now, folks. That's like, that's 160% firepower from the mountain right now. That's a massive hit. Absolutely massive. Massive damage. Oh, my God. How do we contend with this, folks? Tank running back, attacking the infantry. Manages to do 50% damage, but actually takes counterattack damage of 1. Which is not really that bad for old Andy, you know? He doesn't mind taking a little bit of counter damage. Ooh, you know what? That's the other thing about this map, folks. Mechs, actually pretty good, you know? I don't think mechs are too bad on this map at all. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that not interested in spamming out a mech a day out of this property. This property is prime mech spamming property right here, folks. You get them over the mountain, 2-day reinforcement to the center right here. Oh my God. And the lash mechs too, you get them on the cities. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't even attack those, folks. Like, just take a gander at this for a moment, if you would. Let's say that Andy, even if he's attacking from a plains, you know, with, like, you know, an infantry that's actually, like, you know, 10 HP. Let's say he's attacking the lash mech right now. And that's a 2-tower. 2-tower mech. Oh my lord. Oh, we're not using prime tactics though. 31 to a 37% damage. Yeah, and you see, and it gets counterattacked by like 61 to 67% damage. If you're using mech on mech, you know, it's like still not a good trade. And even if you use tank on mech, look at that. It's like a split even trade, folks. Well, maybe not. Maybe like 1 less, but that's like. You know what that is? That's hyper upgrade attacks right there, folks. Those are the kind of attacks you do when you got a hyper upgrade in the bank. Prime. Got a battlecopter on the field now from Miss Lash, inventor of the soiled abominations. And look at the tank count right now. That is a hefty tank count. All right, 20 properties too. Holy macaroni and cheese, man. Yeah, Captain Johnson, we gotta get a property right now. He's got to get a property. He's going to get one. He's got one, folks. He's got 2, actually. 18 to 19 now. That is a much more reasonable amount of income to be dealing with. And we got a tank strike. Oh, another tank strike. Ooh, double tank strike. There we go, folks. And 3 tanks moving in with 4 mechs. 4 flipping mechs. Oh, my God. Oh my God. What is not interested going to do in a response to this, folks? He's got 24,800 funds in the bank right now. He could build anything except a mega tank. He can't build a mega tank. He could if he attacked and joined, but that's about it, folks. What kind of people would attack and then join a unit just to build a mega tank? Probably crazy people. All right, folks. Boom. Got some engagements over here. There we go. All right. Now, I think Not Interested needs to figure something out here. He needs to get something going. Battlecopter chain isn't too bad, but Andy could just easily build an anti-air every turn. And he's got enough mechs to really deal with any sort of tank presence over here. And even if, like, I don't know, this is a rough situation, you know? Rough situation. I think Captain Johnson came back here pretty good. So let's see if he can just hold up the momentum here. Oh, manages to take out a tank right now. He took out a tank. Got a battlecopter on the field of his own. Alright, not too shabby. Not too shabby of a move, folks. And it's now day 12. Day 12. 12. Let's see what he does. Let's see what Not Interested does. Fucking obliterates that mech. Absolutely obliterates the mech. Savage. Oh, and gets an attack on the anti-air. Very nice. So good attack on the anti-air, but not really well timed, unfortunately, due to the fact that Captain Johnson is about to pop a hefty hyper upgrade. But the classiest unit of the sky has been deployed, folks. The bomber is now on the field. And we all know how I feel about bombers. I feel pretty good about bombers, folks. I like bombers. Bombers are one of the best units out there. Oh. Ooh. We are going to be needing a very, very nice prime tactics in order to do something about this reckless attack that has just taken place here. Now, it's not really super reckless, but like reckless hate is more what it was. Folks, not interested pops the prime tactics. But what does he have available in order to attack right now? Captain Johnson has 7 tanks on the field, 3 mechs, and 2 anti-airs and a battlecopter. Not interested only has 3 tanks and the bomber. And the bomber's not even in range to hit anything safely. That's the key phrase there, folks. Can't hit anything safely. Manages to get a 2-tap here, but oh, this is going to be a savage hit. Ooh, 80%. Oh, yeah. That is a nice amount of damage, folks. All right, sacrifice infantry to take out a mech. Almost takes out the mech, but not quite. Bomber gets a little bit more in place, and not interested. Just sends his units a little bit too far forward here. Not really a huge fan of sending the units this far forward. Prime Tactics is like, it's a very offensive ability, folks, but it's more, it's an offensive ability if you can actually get the KOs. But if you can't get the KOs, it's much better just to play it defensively and wait for a bunch of units. I'm playing a move like this here. This basically sends these 2 guys to the Shadow Realm, essentially. Maybe even this guy to the Shadow Realm, but it would be kind of hard to do a good amount of damage here. This guy is relatively safe, but it could maybe... there's the I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really going to be doing the math on that one, folks, but, I mean, when it's got 170% defense, it is definitely fairly safe. I'll tell you that much, folks. I'll tell you that. And it's pretty safe. Alright, there we go. Captain Johnson slowly moving the army up. 3 anti-airs on the field now. Beautiful. That's how you respond to a bomber, folks. Anytime you see a bomber, you got to build a minimum 3 anti-airs. You know, 6 maximum. That's the way to do it, folks. That is the way to do it. Also, I probably, you know what, I wouldn't like take anything that I say to heart. You know, you play the game how you want to play the game. All right, folks. Captain Johnson running out of time now, folks. Down to 6 minutes 41 seconds. You know, he had some time banked up, and now he doesn't. But he's in a very good position overall here, folks. And when you're in a good position overall, time doesn't really matter too much. But if you run out of it, your opponent can easily capitalize on your rushed movements. Now it is day 15, and not interested. Continues the assault here. Double taps an infantry. Manages to take it out here. Quite a beautiful attack. Very nice indeed. Double taps a tank. Takes that one out. Goes for the battlecopter. Goes for the tank. Beautiful. And Bomber is just really trying to find something to attack here, but is really struggling with finding something here. 22,000 from a hyper upgrade. There's a slight possibility. There's a slight possibility. This could be actually kind of a really good turn for Captain Johnson, or might be a really bad turn for Captain Johnson, depending on how you look at it, folks. But so there's the possibility of doing multiple sacrifice moves in order to get a super cool power. Pop the hyper upgrade, and if you pop the hyper upgrade, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movement with this anti-air right here in order to attack this bomber down here. And if you pop the hyper upgrade after sacrificing a bunch of units, you know, the only thing that's really going to happen at that point is you are just going to heal up those units. So are we going to be seeing a all-out attack here? Are we going to be seeing an all-out hyper upgrade focused attack, or is Captain Johnson going to just sit back and wait another turn? That is the question, folks. If it was me, oh my god, I can guarantee you, folks, I would be going for the all-out attack right now. I'm a madman, a madness man, and I will go for those attacks every single time. You know why? Because it's good content, folks. That's what it's all about. You don't play Advance Wars in order to win the game. You play Advance Wars in order to get good content. Now, it is now day 16. Not interested. It's his turn. And he's going to be doing something here, folks. Now, I'm kind of disappointed in Captain Johnson. Now, maybe there's a possibility that there wasn't really enough potential damage in order to get it. I mean, even after the battlecopter and the tank hit, there's still about 15,000. But I feel like there's probably at least 3 or 4 tank hits that could have gotten it. So I think we could have had a pretty devastating turn. But let's see what Lash has in store here, folks. The bomber rushes up and eliminates one of the units. Very nice indeed. Now, it does need to watch out here, folks, because like I said, that hyper upgrade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, it can reach even without. So something has to sit on this and not move, which is basically impossible at this point. There's not really that bomber is gonna get hit. That bomber is gonna get hit, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's gonna get hit. I like the artillery by though. I like it. It's a nice little artillery. Blackboat moves off the HQ also, so taking the defense with the tank over here on the HQ now. Got a super cool power popped right now, so let's see what happens here. We got a big old mech strike. Got an infantry follow-up, takes it out, and that is going to result in the destruction, or at least partial destruction, of this bomber. Oh my god, it's a full destruction, folks. The bomber has been eliminated from the battlefield. Oh no, poor little poor little bomber. He tried so hard. He tried so hard, but unfortunately, he was spotted, folks. But Captain Johnson, you know, as soon as you eliminate one classy unit off the field, you got to bring out another classy unit, folks. Busts out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, the classy medium tank on the field, ready to go. Let's see what happens here, folks. Prime Tactics has been activated over by Lash. Takes a big flipping strike here on that tank. Takes another strike. And is now pressuring the mid. Does not have anything on the HQ. That's just taking the attacks is probably a little bit better than putting something on the HQ, so I don't really mind that. Lash, big damage over here, folks. 90,850 total value for her. 74,400 total value for Captain Johnson. It is looking interesting. It is looking very interesting, folks. The tank count is now 10 to 5. Not interested. Has pulled back. He has pulled back into this game, folks. What is Captain Johnson going to do against such awesome moves? The mechs are moving in, folks. That's what it's all about. When you're down a tank count, but you got some mechs, the mechs got to get in there and start carrying their weight. Kind of curious that he doesn't have any units sitting on the city, but I mean, man, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. But either way, boom. Destruction of a few more units here. Takes the tank down to get the heals. Busts out a second classy boy, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. 2 of the classy boys are on the field now. Now, are these medium tanks going to be enough to contend with the sheer amount of Lash forces on the field? And what will Lash do in response to the classiest unit in Advanced Wars? Goes double Artie. Okay, double Artie's on the field. So instead of going medium tank, it's going Artie's. Alright. Alright, but what is Captain Johnson going to do now? What is Captain Johnson going to do now? Captain Johnson, he's going to destroy 2 tanks. That's what he's going to do. And he's going to move up and he's going to start capping a property. But what's he going to buy? I thought he was going to go for a 3rd medium tank. That would have been pretty cool. But he doesn't. He goes for double tank mech, which is also pretty cool, you know? Always like to see the Macho Mech Randy Savage on the field. Alright. Decent Artie placement over here from Notinterested. So this guy's in a perfect position to block this tank right here. So it's not really too bad of an attack. But if I was Andy, I'd probably just put it on the city and then just eat the artillery hit. And then just take out the tank and then get the heals and then move on. Let's move on, folks. Gonna get hyper upgrade pretty soon, so you might as well just take that attack. I mean, you're just gonna be that much closer to hyper upgrade. Another bomber. Another bomber is into the fray here, folks. Day 20 bomber. Oh my. Well, I guess that was a day 19 bomber, but day 20 bomber, you know? Alright, is this medium tank? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the medium tanks. The medium tanks. They're going in for a double Artie hit. Better watch out, folks. 2 Lash tanks plus artillery can destroy a medium tank on a city or on the road. Like, yeah, no, that's definitely, you know, a thing that can happen. There's so much damage. That is so much damage. So much damage. Maximum damage. All right. But what does this do? This is another question here. Like, how much damage does this one do if it's on a forest attacking a medium tank on a city? 44 to 50. Decent. Oh my god. That medium tank is doomed. Oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. You could triple tap this with double tank and anti-air, and I think that might be enough to actually destroy it. I could be wrong, folks. But 44 to 50. Okay, so if it did 44 to 50, that means this guy's probably at very close to 50% health. All right, so I'm just gonna take a gander here, folks, because we got one attack from right here. That one is like a guarantee, right? Wait, hold on. Okay, so tank, anti-air. Okay, is that possible? So it's gonna do 2. Oh, that would go down to 3. Okay, so that would go down to 3, and then the second one would be from a forest at 9 HP, which would do 17 to 24. That would take it down to 1. And then you got an anti-air from the road doing 11 to... Oh my god, he could take... Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Like, all three... Okay. Alright. Yeah, so, like, that's definitely a thing that probably should happen. I mean, mind you, like, the tanks would probably destroy your tanks afterwards, but you got the bomber, right? And then you got the artillery here. Yeah, it could take this out. Triple tap that, and then move in with the 9, go right here, take out this guy, and then move in with the infantry, and that would probably give you a luck roll to take it out. Like, is he gonna do... Oh my god, he's gonna do it. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is it. This is it. No! No! Take it out! Take it out! He's got hyper upgrade. Just destroy it. Why are you attacking this? There's not even any point to attack that. Why are we considering this as an option right now? We don't. No. It did the attack. Oh, why? Just take it out. Seriously, it's such a threat. It's the classiest unit in Advanced by Web, folks. It's the biggest threat on the map. And then it just flipping heals to full. Heals to full. Well, let's see this classy boy do what classy boys do, folks. It is going to be going over. Probably hitting south. Yep. Oh, yeah, there we go. See, that's what happens when you leave a classy boy alive, folks. You know, it comes down and it just destroys some unit that you had. And then you just don't have a unit. And then you build 2 anti-air in order to counter the bomber. That's precisely the only thing that you need to do, folks. Day 21 is the resign, folks. After that move, not interested. He was no longer interested in the game. It would appear like Captain Johnson is the winner. He is the winner here today, folks. He managed to capture a few more properties in at 21,000 to 18. Fantastic. Fantastic match for Mr. Captain Johnson. Well played. Not interested. I'm telling you, though. I'm telling you, on this very last turn, I'm not going to go back to it. But on the last turn, you know, we kind of explained it. If he had destroyed both of those medium tanks, I think this could have been a different game. Could have been a different game, folks. In day 21, it's easy for Lash to regain a property. Especially with using the Super Co-Power. And especially because, like, Captain Johnson's pretty far forward here, so I think it's definitely possible. But either way, folks, what a match. Congratulations to Captain Johnson on the win. And well played. Not interested. Well played indeed. You put up a solid performance. And you should be very proud of yourself. And hopefully you all enjoyed that one. And if you did, folks, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. And bye-bye for now.